Picture this. You get paid on Friday, feel rich for about 5 minutes, then somehow by Monday, you're wondering where all your money went. Sound familiar? Well, what if I told you there's a simple system that could completely transform your financial life, starting with your very next paycheck? Today, I'm going to walk you through the exact step-by-step routine you need to follow every single time money hits your account. This isn't just theory. This is the proven system that helped me build serious wealth, and by the end of this video, you'll have everything you need to implement it yourself. But first, let me ask you something. How much money do you currently have sitting in your checking account right now? Whatever that number is, I'm willing to bet you're making one of the biggest financial mistakes that's keeping you broke without even realizing it. Here's the thing most people don't understand about money. Just leaving it in your checking account isn't doing nothing. You're actually going backwards. With inflation running around 3.5% right now, every $1,000 you leave sitting there is losing about $34 of purchasing power every year. You're literally paying money to be lazy with your finances. That's why I call my checking account my home base. Not because money lives there, but because it's where money briefly stops before immediately getting transferred to accounts where it can actually work for me. Think of it like an airport layover. Money comes in, but it doesn't stick around. So, what's the magic number you should keep in checking? For me, it's just enough to cover my rent, utilities, and monthly bills. Usually, a couple hundred to a couple thousand. Everything else gets automatically moved out through a system I'm about to share with you. Let me tell you about the moment this all clicked for me. When I first started my personal finance journey, I had this ambitious goal of saving 50% of everything that came in. For the first 3 weeks, I was super motivated, budgeting every penny, manually transferring money, feeling like I was crushing my financial goals. But then life happened. I got hungry and ordered delivery. I felt insecure and bought new clothes. I started spending here and there, and 6 months later, I hadn't saved a single penny after those first 3 weeks. Sound familiar? That's when I realized something crucial. Rich people aren't necessarily smarter than me or have better willpower. They just have better systems. They've automated their money management so they don't have to rely on motivation or remember to do the right thing every time. So I built a system that moves money automatically, and that system is what I'm about to teach you right now. Step 1 in your paycheck routine is establishing your financial baseline. This is where most people mess up because they fall victim to what psychologists call mental accounting, basically treating different money differently in your head instead of looking at the cold hard numbers. Here's what you need to do. Open a spreadsheet and list every single monthly expense you have. Rent, insurance, groceries, utilities, internet, phone bills, everything. Don't worry about the fun stuff yet. Just focus on survival expenses. Once you have that number, this becomes your financial baseline, the absolute bare minimum you need to survive each month. Your goal should be keeping this under 50% of your total income. But honestly, if you want to build real wealth, aim for 25%. I know that might sound impossible right now, but remember, your earning potential is always higher than your saving potential. Sometimes you need to increase income rather than just cut expenses. Now, before you move to step 2, take a hard look at that baseline. Do you really need that expensive apartment, that premium phone plan, those organic free-range avocados? Every dollar you can shave off this baseline is a dollar that can start working for you instead of just disappearing. Step 2 is building your emergency fund, and this is non-negotiable if you want to build wealth. Think about it. What would it feel like to have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved up at all times? The peace of mind knowing that if you got sick, lost your job, or had a major unexpected expense, you'd be completely fine. Here's a sobering statistic. 56% of Americans can't afford a $1,000 emergency, and 22% have no emergency savings at all. Don't be part of those statistics. Your emergency fund should cover 6 months of your financial baseline. So, if your baseline is $3,000 a month, you need $18,000 in emergency savings. And this money should only be touched when life truly goes sideways, not for vacations, new shoes, or because you saw something shiny you wanted. Step 3 is tackling high-interest debt, and this is where you get a guaranteed return on your investment. Why would you invest in stocks hoping for an 8 to 10% return when you could get a guaranteed 25% return by paying off credit card debt? If you have a credit card balance of $6,500 at 19.5% interest and only make minimum payments, it'll take you 8 years to pay off with an additional $6,000 in interest. 8 years and 6,000 extra dollars for stuff you've probably already forgotten about. There are two strategies for paying off debt. The avalanche method focuses on paying off the highest interest rate debts first, mathematically, the most efficient approach. The snowball method targets the smallest balances first, which is less efficient but can be more motivating psychologically. I personally used a hybrid approach. I put all my debts in a spreadsheet with amounts and interest rates, updated it every time I made a payment, and visualized paying everything off until it hit zero. That visualization kept me motivated to keep pushing. Once you've built your emergency fund and eliminated high-interest debt, it's time for step 4, investing for the future. This is where compound interest becomes your best friend. Einstein called compound interest the eighth wonder of the world, and for good reason. If you invest $6,000 every year from age 25 to 65 with a 10% annual return, you'll end up with over $2.7 million. If you just keep that money under your mattress, you'll have $240,000. That difference is life-changing. But which accounts should you prioritize? Start with your 401k if your employer offers matching. That's literally free money you're leaving on the table if you don't take it. If your employer matches 3% and you contribute at least 3%, they're giving you free money while also lowering your taxable income. After maxing your employer match, focus on a Roth IRA. Unlike a 401k where you get a tax break now but pay taxes later, with a Roth IRA you pay taxes up front, but all growth is completely tax-free forever. Plus, you can withdraw your contributions anytime without penalties. The annual contribution limit for a Roth IRA is currently $7,000. If the government is limiting how much you can put in this account, that's a pretty clear signal you should be maxing it out. Once you've maxed out tax-advantaged accounts, invest in a regular taxable brokerage account. This is where I put about 34% of my income. While there are no special tax benefits, it's still one of the best places to grow wealth long-term. Here's the key. Don't try to time the market or pick individual stocks unless you really know what you're doing. The stock market has averaged 8 to 10% returns over the past century. Sure, there have been crashes and downturns, but every single time, the market has come back stronger. The secret is dollar cost averaging, investing a fixed amount regularly, regardless of whether markets are up or down. When prices are low, your money buys more shares. When prices are high, it buys fewer shares. Over time, this smooths out volatility and reduces your average cost per share. Step 5 is buying back your time through opportunity cost analysis. Time is the only resource you can't buy more of, so you need to use it wisely. Write down tasks you absolutely hate: cleaning, yard work, grocery shopping. Calculate how much time each takes and how much money you could make if you spent that time on income-generating activities instead. If you can make $90 in 3 hours but hire someone to clean your house for $30, your time is better spent on the income-generating activity. The final and most important step is automation. This is what separates people who successfully build wealth from those who just think about it. Set up automatic transfers from your checking account to your savings for emergency fund contributions. Automate investments to your retirement accounts and brokerage accounts. Make your entire financial system run on autopilot, so you never have to rely on willpower or remember to do the right thing. In psychology, they call decision fatigue the deterioration of decision quality as you make more choices throughout the day. By automating your finances, you eliminate hundreds of small money decisions and remove the temptation to spend money that should be saved or invested. Here's how to set it all up. First, ensure your paychecks are direct deposited. Then, create automatic transfers to 2 new accounts: a spending account for bills and expenses, and a savings account for everything else. Your spending account should cover fixed expenses like rent, utilities, and groceries, plus reasonable amounts for discretionary spending like restaurants and entertainment. Everything left over automatically goes to savings, which then flows into whatever step you're currently working on: emergency fund, debt payoff, or investments. The beauty of this system is that it removes your ability to make bad decisions. When I first implemented this, I was automatically saving and investing 50% of my income. People thought I was crazy. How could I live on just 50%? But that's exactly the point. It forced me to be creative, find ways to live on less, and ultimately motivated me to increase my income through side hustles and business opportunities. My savings and investments became like rent, non-negotiable bills that got paid first. This is what most people don't understand about money. It's not how much you make, it's how much you keep. I know people making six figures who are still broke because they have no systems in place. I also know people making 50 or 60,000 who are building serious wealth because they know how to manage and save their money. The wealthy don't rely on willpower and motivation. They build systems that work even when they're sleeping, even when they're on vacation, even when they don't feel like being responsible with money. Let me share my personal journey to show you this system in action. At 18, I was a broke college student working 3 minimum wage jobs, thinking that working harder was the path to wealth. But that year, I started learning about investing and personal finance, figuring out how to make my money work for me. By 19, I was doing better, saving and investing consistently while building side hustles. At 20, my business really took off, and I understood the importance of investing for compound growth. That's when I built my first substantial emergency fund and started serious investing. From 21 to 24, nothing fundamentally changed in my approach. I kept doing the same things, increasing income through business while investing as much as possible. Now I have almost $500,000 in investments, save 50 to 60% of my income, and my business generates multiple six figures annually. I'm not sharing this to brag. I'm sharing it because 5 years ago, I was Googling the same things you might be Googling right now. How to save money, how to invest, how to build wealth. I was getting the same generic advice everyone gets. Make a budget, skip the coffee, use coupons. But that's not what changed my life. It was building systems and making lifestyle changes that put wealth building on autopilot. Now, I spend maybe 20 minutes a month checking on my finances, compared to people who stress about money constantly, budget obsessively, and manually move money around all the time. This system gives you what money can't buy: peace of mind. Here's your action plan to implement this today. Phase 1 is foundation building. Create a budget to understand your income and expenses. Calculate your savings rate and emergency fund target. Open a high-yield savings account if you don't have one. Phase 2 is automation setup. Start with automatic transfers of at least 10% of your income to savings. If that's too much, start with $5 or even $50. The key is starting the automation. Gradually increase contributions until you hit your emergency fund target. For retirement investing, max out any employer 401k match, then focus on maxing out a Roth IRA contribution of $7,000 annually. Set up automatic investments so you don't have to think about it. Finally, once you've built your emergency fund and maxed retirement accounts, automate investments to a regular brokerage account for additional wealth building. Remember, this system works because it's automatic. You're not relying on motivation, willpower, or remembering to do the right thing. Your money gets moved before you can spend it, and it starts working for you immediately. The most important thing is to start today, even with just $10. A year from now, you'll wish you had started today if you keep waiting. The perfect time to plant a tree was 20 years ago, but the second best time is right now. Don't let another paycheck disappear into the void of daily expenses and impulse purchases. Implement this system, automate your finances, and watch your wealth grow while you focus on living your life and increasing your income. The difference between people who build wealth and those who struggle financially isn't intelligence or luck. It's having the right systems in place. Now you have those systems. The question is, will you implement them? If you have finance problems, share it in the comment, and don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe for more personal finance content.